Security guard convicted for the murder of Mumbai lawyer Pallavi Purkayastha has been sentenced to life term. Let's go across to Kajal, who has more details for us. Yes, Kajal.
Well, the judge, while pronouncing the sentence today, said that based on the arguments made by both sets of lawyers, she did not feel that this is a case of a rarest of rare murder, and which is why she has awarded only a life sentence, but life sentence until his natural death. To Sajjad Mughal, the watchman who killed Pallavi Purkayastha. Apart from this, he has also been sentenced for 5 years and a fine of 3,000 rupees in the case of trying to molest Pallavi Purkayastha. Apart from that, also all these sentences he will be serving concurrently in the jail. But one thing is for sure: till he dies, he will not be out of jail.
Also, Kajal, we know that the family of Pallavi Purkayastha had been stressing on giving the death penalty to their daughter's murderers. What are you hearing from their end after the sentencing has been pronounced?
We are yet to speak to them on camera, but we saw them inside court, and both Pallavi's parents were very visibly disturbed when the court only awarded life imprisonment, because they wanted death penalty for Sajjad Mughal, especially because it was not just Pallavi's life. Pallavi's fiancé Avik Sengupta also died within a few months in the shock. So according to them, Sajjad has devastated two families completely, and that is why they wanted the court to give him the highest punishment. But in this case, the court did not get swayed by the emotional content of the parents' arguments, and decided to go by the least aspect, according to which the case did not merit to be called the rarest of rare, and that is why the judge only went for life imprisonment for Sajjad Mughal.
Also, take us through the details of this case, Kajal. This incident, of course, took place 2 years ago, and now we're looking at life imprisonment being handed out to the convicted security guard.
Well, we believe that the court has looked at the final arguments itself. It was very clear that this case did not merit death penalty, because there are various conditions that need to be fulfilled before a person is given a death penalty. And one of the biggest conditions is rarest of rare, and in this particular case, though the prosecution tried to argue that this was a very rare case and this was a very cruel and brutal murder, despite this fact, the judge had to look at the fact that despite the brutality, it did not fit the definitions of rarest of rare as set by the Supreme Court in the Bachan Singh case, and that is why the court did not award him life penalty. The cops also are a little bit disappointed because they had expected and had pushed through prosecution that Sajjad should be given the highest penalty, because it was a case that had shocked Mumbai, considering that this was a case of a security guard who is supposed to be a protector turning predator.
Kajal, what are you hearing from the lawyers representing Pallavi Purkayastha in this case? Do you feel that this is a decision, this sentencing is something that they may appeal against?
We haven't yet, Mr. Ujjwal Nikam, who's a public prosecutor, hasn't yet spelled out any of his future plans, but we do believe that there is a possibility that the prosecution might press for an appeal, but so far there has been no communication from the prosecution regarding this. But looking at the way the parents have reacted to this sentencing, I believe that they will try to press the prosecution to go for a further appeal in High Court. Now, considering this is not a case of death penalty, it will not directly go to the High Court. The prosecution will have to freshly appeal in the High Court in case they want to take it further. But so far we are yet to hear from the prosecution whether there are any such plans that they have in mind.
Now, of course, Sajjad Mughal was convicted last week of murder, Kajal, but there were other charges against him as well, including trespassing, which he had been convicted for as well.
Yes, he has been given he has been sentenced to for trespassing also, which is a minimal offence under the IPC, and he has also been sentenced under Section 354 for trying to molest Pallavi. This is a separate sentence of 5 years and a fine of 3,000. Now, all of these sentences will run concurrently with his life sentence in jail. That is how the procedure generally is. So we believe that the judge did read out to him all the sections under which he was convicted and all the sentences that were handed out under each section. Mughal, in fact, in court tried to plead for some amount of mercy, at which the judge told him that this is the least sentence that I have tried to give you for the kind of brutal crime that you have done, and that is the last thing that we heard from the judge. Visibly upset were Pallavi's parents, who haven't spoken to anyone so far. We believe that they will be speaking in some time to the media, but so far no word from them, but they were visibly upset.
Kajal, take us through take us through how the trial in this case has been. Of course, we know that the incident took place 2 years ago.
This case happened 2 years ago in 2012, and within a couple of days itself, the police had cracked the case and arrested Sajjad Mughal, after which a charge sheet was filed detailing how Mughal had been overpowered with his lust, and which is why he tried to attack Pallavi, molest her, probably try to rape her. But when he couldn't get his way, he slit her throat, and that is how he murdered her. And the trial went on to a special court. After that, remember, this was one of the first cases after the Nirbhaya case in Mumbai, and that is why it was given to a special court for a fast-track trial. In this particular case, the various witnesses were examined. Unfortunately, prosecution's key witness, which is Pallavi's boyfriend Avik, also died during the trial. But his testimony was one of the main testimonies that the prosecution relied on, apart from the fact that they also had a testimony from Sajjad Mughal's friend, who had said that Sajjad had bragged about murdering Pallavi to him. All of these testimonies were presented by the prosecution. The defense did try to use delaying tactics and also try to sidetrack the entire trial by trying to prove that Avik, Pallavi's partner, could possibly have had knowledge of the murder and that he was party to the murder. But none of these arguments of the defense held any water. In the final arguments, in fact, the prosecution said that Mughal was some kind of a wolf in human form who tried to kill Pallavi just to satiate his lust, and that is why he should be given the highest punishment possible. However, like I said, the court did not feel this to be a case fit for rarest of rare, and that is why he has been awarded a life imprisonment.
Kajal, thanks for those details.